So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. Welcome for today's continuous discussion on Gita Gyan Batch 4 morning program. We are doing this program from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So today is 20th November 2024. A very auspicious day to start this program. Especially every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, the day will become very, very, very auspicious. Okay. So I believe that some of you are feeling that kind of happiness or some kind of satisfaction in your heart. But of course, today we're only going to be chapter 3. But as we go on in all the other chapters, you start to see the amount of transformation that you're going to experience is unbelievable. Okay, unbelievable. So before we start our program, let's do our invocation prayer, our gratitude to our preceptor, to all that previous Acharya, thanking them for giving us this opportunity so that we could discuss this Bhagavad Gita as it is, online. So, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachite Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murta Yedina Tarine Rupa Nuga Viruda Patitanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vir Bhava Bhumestvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Paditanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tat Sat. So, in life, the cause of suffering is due to attachment. When we are always attached, okay, whatever attachment that we have, that attachment is the cause of misery. Okay, misery means extreme suffering. So what we have understood from chapter 1, of course, setting up the scene, then Arjuna told Krishna, bring the chariot to the middle of that war, to that assembly. I want to see I want to see who is there to fight with me. Because those days, in a Vedic system, only the king will fight with the king, the general will fight with the general, okay, and the ministers will fight with the ministers. It's not such thing, they don't mix up, and there's no stabbing from the back. No one comes, when the king is fighting, there's no one come at the back and stab them. So that is the thing. The war, usually they set up the war outside of the town, they set up the place, and they don't fight in the town and kill the people, kill the public. So they go to that outskirt, they fight the war there. Okay, that's one thing. Then the war, they fight from sunrise to sunset. After the sunrise, they start fighting. When the sun set, they stop fighting. That time, what they do, they go and pick up all the dead bodies. They start to cremate them. At the same time, sometime the party from this side will go to that side and party from there come here and just have a very friendly relationship. So next day when the sun rises, then they start to fight again. So that is our Vedic system. Okay. They fight because that's a matter of duty. Okay. Then when Arjuna saw that all the family members are sitting right in front of him, okay, especially his grandfather, Bhishmadev, and his teacher, Dronacharya, and his best friend like Ashwatthama, his uncles, his cousins, his children, his sons. Okay. When he started to see all these people who he loved the most are right sitting right in front of him, he became disheartened. Okay, he became disheartened and he refused to fight. And he said he was trembling. We saw all that symptoms, skin burning, twitching of that muscle, muscle twitching. The eyes all sometimes twitch, the muscle twitch because, okay. Then he fell and he was in lamentation. He was crying. He was so frustrated and he said he's not going to fight. Okay. Then in chapter 2, we saw that the summary of the Gita, where Krishna says how this kind of impurity came upon you. What is the word he used? Kasmalam. Idam kasmalam idam. How come this kind of impurity came upon you? This doesn't fit a person who knows the value of life. Because Arjuna is a warrior. And during this war, Krishna is around 100 over years, 124 if I'm not mistaken. And Arjuna was also very old. But of course, in those days, in Dwapara Yuga, even how old they are, you can't see the age. Of course, in Kali Yuga, everything going on a fast pace. Okay. Nowadays, even at the age of 20, 25, people are start having white hair already. Okay. Anyway, so how these kind of things came upon you? You are not an ordinary guy. You know the value of life. You are a veteran fighter. And how do you think? Then after that, Arjuna couldn't make a decision. Okay, he couldn't make a decision. He was so distressed and he simply surrendered to Krishna. He said, Krishna, I surrender to you. Give me instruction. I'm your surrendered soul. I'll be a disciple. Then Krishna started to speak. He said, look here, all these people never existed. They existed before. And they also will go on existing in the future. Okay? Because what you're looking at, you are thinking you're killing that person. Actually, you're not killing that person. All right? Because the person is a soul. And the soul can never be destroyed, can never be moist, can never be burnt, can never be cut into pieces, can never destroy the soul. Okay? The one that you're destroying is only the body. And that also for a matter of duty, you're doing it. Okay? Then after that, you speak on Sankhya Yoga. That means you speak on a very scientific way, doing the comparison about the body and the soul and all these things. Then after that, the second part, he started saying that, anyway, don't worry about the sin. Okay? Because Arjuna was telling he's going to incur sin. What are the sins he's going to incur? He's going to kill them. He's going to think he's got a sins of destroying the family tradition, Varna Shankara. Okay, destroying the family tradition, killing that elders. Okay, because he's a worshipable grandfather and teacher are there in front of him, killing them, all the uncles. All these are going to be very sinful. So like that, he was keep going on giving excuses. Okay. Then Krishna says, well, you just do your job. Okay, just for a matter of duty. Don't attach to that result. And whatever result, just offer it to the Lord. Okay. By doing that, you can be very happy. Even a person is in that thought at the time of death. That means all this while I'm just doing my job and I'm just for the matter of duty. And whatever result I get, I offer it to the Lord. Even a person can remain like that at the time of death. That person can go and live with God. He can get liberated. And the chapter ended in that way. So in this chapter, so now we are talking about, in this chapter, Karma Yoga, we are talking about doing your job as a matter of duty. See, dear Prabhus and mothers, the reason that people are suffering in this world is because of attachment. We have so much of attachment. Okay, it's starting from being attached to the body that we are living in. So from chapter 2, we understood that we are not this body, but we are a spirit soul. But of course, as the chapter goes on, I will show you how the soul, how the three types of body. All right, that there's a material covering. First is we have the gross body. This is the gross body. And inside the gross body, we have another body called subtle body. And of course, inside there's a soul resides. What are those? We will discuss as we go on. So all this while we are so attached. We are attached to the body. Even though I understand I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. Even people who have that kind of understanding, but still they cannot think I'm not this body. All right? They suffer. And of course, the attachment with the wife, with the spouse, it's another suffering. And attached to the children, especially when the children turn teenager, all right, when they become teenager, when they become 16 and above, that's when the real trauma starts for most of the parents. All right. So the children start to retaliate and all these things. Then after that, they start to, then they, after they have this thing, then after they get married, they bring back their grandchildren. We become so attached to the grandchildren. All right. We will be very strict father. But of course, when we see the grandson or granddaughter, we will spoil them. When the children are trying to correct them, we say, don't shout at them. We spoil them. So like that, we are attached to them. Then after that, we are attached to the property that we live in. This is my house. This is this thing, my. Then after that, we are attached to that country that we live in. Then after that, we are attached to our relations. So all this attachment is the cause of problem. The person is become distressed. They become suffer. They become frustrated in life because of all this attachment. Okay. So now in this chapter 3, Krishna will explain the first step to peaceful life. Okay. Because in Bhagavad Gita, we're going to learn things very systematically. First, we're going to study about chapter 3. This is what they call Karma Yoga, how to perform your duty. Everyone have to perform your duty. There's no one says, oh, I'm not going to do my duty. I'm going to detach. No such thing. Everyone. So now your duty, sometimes the job that we do also can incur sin. All right. And here Krishna is going to explain how your job that you are involved, just doesn't matter whatever job that you are in. Even your job, you can turn into devotional service. There's a secret will be revealed in chapter 3. Okay. And how we should perform our duty and see. No, just by doing this, just by become detached, okay, of most of our problem is solved. Then of course, tomorrow we're going to talk on divine knowledge. Okay. Then after that, chapter 5 is going to be divinity plus karma yoga. How you're going to combine them. So it's going to be a very systematic way until we reach that chapter 18, we call renunciation. How to give up all this. Right. So that's the thing. So attachment is the cause of all misery. Okay. But sometimes people say, oh, I detach, or detach means it is a kind of irresponsibility. I don't do my thing. It's irresponsibility. But do understand one thing. You do your duty and you become detached. Before you start your duty, you're detaching yourself is called irresponsibility. Okay. Irresponsibility is before you even start to do your job and you try to refrain from that is called irresponsibility. But the detachment is you do your job and you detach from the result is called the real detachment. So this is what we're going to study today. Oh, there's a message here. Oh, morning. Okay. Listen, Hare Krishna Mataji. Good morning. All right. So with that reflection, we start our today's program, Gita Gyan. Office, Microsoft Office. Okay. All right. So ISKCON Ipoh, Bhakti Yoga Center collaborated with ISKCON Malaysia proudly presents Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3. Let's take darshan from Sri Sri Gauram Nitai Gauranga. So this is the form of Krishna came for Kali Yuga. Okay. What are that Kali Yuga? We also discuss as we go on. Okay. Now, today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Our gratitude to him. And also this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, governing body commissioner, and also a spiritual master. He always looked for a way that how we can do the outreach program. Because many people think Bhagavad Gita is just like another holy book. It's just a book. And people sometimes they take the Bhagavad Gita and keep it in the altar and just worship. Okay. And they don't really benefit from the book. Okay. And there's a lot of speculation also. Especially sometimes they say that, it's a brainwashing movement, this and so they're always thinking about way how we can do outreach program. And one of the things that due to that, inspired by him, his disciple, his beloved disciple, is Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, the late Anadi Jagannath Prabhu, Bangalore ISKCON. He created this program called the Gita Gyan program. And from this program, we start to see a huge success. Even in Malaysia alone, I think almost 5,000 people have benefited. And in India, especially southern part of India, it is unbelievable. Every day they are going in all the major language like Karnataka, Telugu, Malayali, Tamil, Tulu, all these kind of languages they have translated, and the program is going on, okay, on a daily basis. And now also it's expanded to Myanmar and also Trinidad, Tobago. Okay, so our gratitude to him. Okay, let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. So Gita Mahatmya means the glories of Bhagavad Gita. So let's see what Adi Shankara is saying here. Adi Shankara, Jagat Guru Adi Shankara. Maline mochanam pungsam jala snanam dine dine sakrit Gita mrita snanam sangsara malanashanam. Okay. So he says in this Bhagavad Gita, in this Mahatmya or the glories, it says, one may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water. Yes, all of you are taking bath in the morning, right? Every one of you are bathing to purify your existence. Yes or not? To clean up yourself. Okay, after work and everything, you are just washing yourself. You are taking a bath in water. And here he says, the catch is here. But if one take a bath even once, just say even once in your lifetime, in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him, the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Sangsara mala nashanam. Sangsara means what? Suffering. Mala means a garland of suffering. Misery. Sangsara means misery. In Malay, we call sangsara. Okay, dear Sanga sangsara, right? So sangsara. So the things that the garland of suffering, nashanam, totally destroyed. Nashama pochi. All right. So what we can understand from here? Why it's used the word Ganges? Why not any other word? See, the thing is, if we want to go to Ganga, bathing in Ganga is very auspicious thing to do. It cleanses all our previous karma. Okay. But the thing is, how much does it cost for you to go there? Sometimes you go there, the water is chilly, especially in this current situation. All right. So month of Kartik, month of Margashirsha, and in Tamil month of Kartik now, the weather is very cold. Now itself you can experience cold weather. And imagine at that chilly water, can you go in when you're so used to taking bath in hot water? You go to, I cannot, So, and you have to go in and take a dip 3 times. And by the time you come out, you'll be frozen. So all these things are not practical. All right. Especially when we are born in this part of the world. Okay. So, and not only that, you have to go on taking bath every day for purification. But here, Adi Shankara says very nicely, Maline mochanam pungsam jala snanam. Jala means water. Jala snanam means we always take in Jalatala snanam. We are taking water every day. But at the same time, Sakrit Gita Amrita Snanam. Sakrit. So that means Gita Amrita, the nectar. Gita means Bhagavad Gita. Amrita means nectar. By taking a bath in this Amrita or the nectarian Bhagavad Gita, Snanam means bathing. Right? So Sakrit. Sakrit means water of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Ganges. So what are you going to achieve? Sansara Mala Nashanam. All that suffering, material pain, anguish, all that prarabdha karma, kutta karma, and sanchari karma, all this karma will be destroyed all together. But here the thing says, Gita Amritasana, Sansara Mala Nashanam. Nashanam is vanquished. Right? In Tamil, we call Alikiradu. Alikiradu, destroying. We destroy. But Nasanam means it's destroyed to the core. You can't even find a trace of that. Okay? Say, like, for instance, when a house is on fire. All right? So that's when we use the word Nasanam. In Tamil, Nasama pochi, we do Nasama pochi. Everything. We can't find anything. Nothing. All right? Everything is destroyed. Everything. You can't even find a trace. So here it says that if you go on reading your Bhagavad Gita every single day, imagine. So we are all suffering because of all these dirts of material life. Just think about yourself. Reflect your life. The pain, the suffering. Sometimes we may ask, why me? Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? I never did anything wrong to anyone. Right? Why am I suffering? Why I got a spouse like this? Why I got a children like this? Why I got a parents like this? Why? And this is the thing that Krishna gives in Adi Shankara suggests. From lamenting, we should take up the Bhagavad Gita and make it a habit, make it a lifestyle to study Bhagavad Gita every single day. Just like how every day you're bathing, every day you should read Bhagavad Gita, and you start to see all the things that start to, whatever pain, suffering, anxiety, all these are material conditions, will be vanquished. With that reflection, we start our Bhagavad Gita, this thing. So understanding the Gita. Arjuna was in relationship with the Lord as a friend. And of course, there's a gulf of difference between the friendship and the friendship found in the material world. Okay, there's a big difference. This is transcendental friendship, which cannot be had by everyone. Okay, it's not possible for everyone to have that kind of friendship. Of course, everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord. Now, let's look at this. These are certain points we have to consider. All right. So now, so everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord. So what we can understand from here? So we understand that each and every one of us are not gone in horizon. We never disappeared from this place. We are not what they call, we are not lost. You may say, oh, I don't have any. No, everyone has a particular relationship. Why the word particular we use? Okay. What is the reason that we use the word particular? Okay. Now, particular. The word particular. Why the use of particular? Yeah. Why the color is not changing? Just give me a second. Okay, that's the word particular. Why there's a word particular relationship means? Okay, because each and every one of us are individual soul. All right. Say, like, for instance, I have a particular relationship with my father. My sister has a particular relationship with my father. And my mother have a particular relationship with my father. So like that. Particular means what? When we are individual. So as we have understood yesterday, that all of us are individual soul. We are not a random person. We are all individual. So being an individual person, you remain an individual here. All right. Just I say example I said the thumbprint, the way you look and everything, you are very individual. That's not everybody is not same. Like some people say, God is same, everything is equal. Nothing is equal in this world. You can even see it with your own self. Nothing is equal. Nothing is same. Everyone is authentic. Everyone is particular person. Everyone is individual soul. Okay. So everyone has a particular relationship. That means you have your own authentic relationship with Krishna. And how to find out? Bhagavad Gita will reveal it to you and you will know, okay, with the Lord. And the relationship is evoked. What does it mean by evoke? Okay, what does it mean by evoke? Okay, evoking. That means evoke means the thing is within you, but you are taking it out. Transcendental friendship means, transcendental means spiritual. Okay, transcendental means spiritual. Okay, finish.
Okay.
So then you see that that relationship is evoked. Evoked means what? That means the thing is within you and it is coming out. Okay, it is coming out, evoking. Okay, evoking. That means it is within you. That means sometimes they say, don't evoke my anger. That means the anger is within me. But sometimes people come and trigger me. My anger is evoked. Bam. Right? So that means the relation evoked by how? How you can get your relationship by perfection of devotional service. Right? By perfecting your devotional service, your relationship with Krishna will be evoked. All right? But in the present status of our life, not only we have forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have also forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Okay, we not only forgot him, but we also forget his relationship. It is just like I not only forget my father, but I also forget my relationship with my father. All right, forgetting my father but remembering relationship is different. Or remembering, but I what they call, I remember my father, but I forget my relationship is also okay, fair enough. But we have forgotten both. We have forgotten the Supreme Person, the Supreme Lord. At the same time, we also forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. All right. So every living being out of many, many billions of trillions, out of many, many billions and trillions of living beings. All right. What does it mean by many, many billions and trillions of living beings? All right. So here we have total of 8.4 million species. Okay. There are 8.4 million species of life that exist okay. That's 8.4 million species. Okay. Now you see, there are 8.4 million species of life. And out of 8.4 million species, there are 400,000 types of human being. Okay. Tall, short, black, brown, yellow, red, the skin color, the voice, the nose, flat nose, sharp nose, okay, one eye, two eyes, sharp eyes, okay, big ears, small ears, all this. That means there are 8.4 million type of species. Human species alone got 400,000 varieties. All right, the animal species like that. Okay, we also will discuss this. How many species are there out there? So we have gone through all these species of life. We have gone through all these species of life. Okay, now, so we have gone through. So what we say? Every living being out of many, many billions or trillions of living beings. I mean, there are so many living beings. All right, now there you can see a species, you can see a new kind of spider, you can see a new kind of ant, you can see a new kind of fly. There's so many living entities around us, even in our body. All right, there's so many bacteria, there's so many viruses, all that are living entities actually. That's why it has intelligence, like COVID-19, COVID virus. It just know how to fight. It just know how to disease. So what they need to do, they need to take the virus and they turn into the vaccine and put back into the thing, and it goes into a self-destruction. And that is how that vaccination is created. Even the viruses, all right, just like a cancer. Cancer is also a virus. Cancer cells. Cancer cells are also a living entity. It is also have that tendency of conquering. In every living being, we want to conquer things, right? We want to capture things. This is mine. This is mine. Okay, now I'm a millionaire. I bought this house. Now, can I buy my neighbor house? Can I buy that house? We are always thinking of expanding and getting more and more, conquering. Right? So similarly, even the cells have the same thing. So the cell get mutated, it goes and capture the good cell and go to see. That is how the cancer cells spread around the body until all the good cells cannot do anything. Person dies. That's why they put the chemotherapy, very high toxic drug. It's just like putting an atom bomb in your body. Boom, kill all the good cells and bad cells together and rebuild it. Right? So everything, that means we have so billions and trillions of living entities. And you know what is a wonderful part here? Prabhupada says, has a particular relationship with the Lord eternally. So all of us got a very particular, authentic relationship with the Lord eternally. Okay? We have that particular relationship forever. Okay? And this is called Swarupa. Swarupa. So Swarupa means your original self. What is that original self? Right? Just like now we are all under amnesia. Amnesia means what? We have already got a big hit on our head. We have forgotten everything. We are in denial. We are in ignorant. Right? So suddenly another hit come, I come back. Oh, I'm me. I'm this, I'm that. So come back to this thing. They call Swarupa. So by the process of devotional service, though it's a process, devotional service is a process. It is not a practice. It is not a ritual. It is a process. A process means it starts from every aspect of life. From the day that you awaken until the day at the time you go to bed is a process. You just go on with the process. All right? Devotion. One can revive that Swarupa. Now the word is revive. What does that word revive means now? Okay? What does that word revive means? Okay? Revive. So now, anyone here working as a nurse? Any nurse in the house? Any nurse? Any doctors except Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu? Is there any doctors here? Any nurse? Hello? Or is there anyone who learned CPR, life saving? Anyone have learned or not?
Yes.
Dinesh. Okay, you have learned CPR and life saving, eh?
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk. So Dinesh, it's like this. When a person faint, okay? Oh, okay, the person fall into the water and the flow is like, seems to be not breathing. You do your CPR, right?
Okay.
Yes or no? You do the CPR to revive him. I mean, to bring him back.
Yes.
So what is the process called? To bring the person who are not breathing, bring them to life. What do you call it?
Yes, correct.
Huh?
Yeah, correct. Back to
No,
life. When we do it.
Huh?
The question is, I don't understand.
Okay, it's like this. Now I am not breathing.
Okay.
Now you give me CPR. Now
okay.
I come back. Now I start breathing.
Okay.
What is that process you call?
Process is, I don't understand. Process is CPR. That we have making people to back to normal.
Back to normal. What do you call that? Back to normal. What is that word that you use to back to normal?
Resuscitation.
No.
Revive.
Revive. Exactly. When someone asks, what happened? Oh, he's revived. You know? So that means revive means what? Formerly the person was alive and suddenly in between he's not breathing. And now you make him breathe again. So you revived him. Yes or not?
Yes.
So when a person when I faint, pengsan, what happened? Formerly I had my consciousness, but in between I fainted, I become unconscious. And again, you brought me back to conscious, you call revive him. Okay, the person has been revived. Okay, have you revived that patient? Yes, we have revived the patient. So the word revive means what? Formerly you had it, in between you have lost it, and again you got it back. Do you understand? Everyone? If understand, just put a thumbs up. You all got it? So formerly I was there. Formerly I had it. In between I lost it. Then at last I got it back. They call revival. So the word revive is used here. That's why I'm saying the way that we're going to approach Bhagavad Gita, very scientific. All right. So by the process of devotion, one can revive that Swarupa. So what is that revive that Swarupa means? So that means you had that Swarupa, but you have forgotten it now. And by the process of devotional service, you will get it back. Do you all understand? Am I clear? I hope I didn't confuse anyone. If you all understand, can put a thumbs up or respond yes or send a message. I understand that people are all
Yes, Prabhu.
functioning.
Understand.
All right, great. So that means I had it before. I had this my original Swarupa. I have lost it in between. Now I'm getting it back. Okay. So at that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, getting back your original form. So perfection of one's concept. Okay, now there's another word that we have. Oops, sorry. Okay, there's another word here that we have to take into consideration. Okay, there's another word, that very important word. Okay, that here is. So this is called Swarupa, perfection of one's constitutional position. So the question is, what is that constitutional position means? All right. When a country is created, in constitution in Malay we call perlembagaan. So when a country is created, when a country is built, first thing they do the constitution. Once the constitution is done, you can never change your constitution. Especially like in Malaysia, we have the right to have Tamil school and Chinese school, the vernacular school. And every non-Muslim have right to practice their religious practice. All right. Even they can go to the street and have this chariot and all these things, no problem, because it is mentioned in the constitution. So once the thing is constitution, once the thing they have written in a constitution, you can never change it. All right. You can never change it unless the thing into turmoil, big war happened. And okay, anyway, it's out of the topic. So that's constitutional position. So what it's mentioned here, the perfection of one constitution, that means when we revive, okay, it is called by the process of devotional service, one can revive that Swarupa. And at that stage is called Swarupa Siddhi, which is called the perfection of one constitutional position, means that is that perfection of your original position. That is your original position. And that original position is what? That you have to be very happy. You have to be very contented. You are full of love. And you are so much in relationship with Krishna. You are dancing, singing, playing, not worrying about going to 8 to 5 job, doing a punch card and making money. No. It is pure loving relationship. That is our constitutional position. Because for this loving relationship, people are even dying. The love of my country, the love of my wife, my husband, the love for my children, the love for all these things, people are struggling and suffering miserably. You can see that in Singapore. People are just crossing the border. All right. Just to cross that tiny border, I think you jump, you can swim in within half an hour or even 15 minutes if you're a good swimmer. But to wait there and cross the border take you 2 hours. Then you go there and you work so hard. Then you come back, stuck in the jam, another 2 hours, you come back home. You know, your work starts at 8 o'clock. You have to leave your home at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And you come back home around 8, 9 o'clock. You bathe, you sleep. There's so many people are dying on the road. There's so many accidents happening in Johor Bahru. Because of what? Love, affection. My wife, my children, I need to work for them. So that is what is happening. Right? That is our position. Constitution is prem, love. But anyway, so now here Prabhupada is saying that if once we can achieve our Swarupa Siddhi, we can come to a constitutional position. Okay? How? By the process of devotional service. And what is that? We will also discuss. But so Arjuna was a devotee and he was in touch with the Supreme Lord in a friendship. Okay? So you all understood this? Do you have any questions? Okay, we go on. So now we are starting our chapter 3, Karma Yoga. All right. So now Arjuna had a doubt of renunciation or work in devotion. So now let's see what Arjuna is saying. Arjuna vacham jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani gore mang niyojayasi keshava. Say jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir. That means okay, jana. Tatkim karmani. Karma means activity. Gore. Gore means what? Gore means ghastly. You know, in India, there's Agori. who eat dead body, agori. You all know agori, right? The kind of people who look so ghastly, they look so scary. Agori. So agori means the one who are very ghastly. So he's asking, Gore mom, why? So Arjuna said, oh Janardana, oh Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? Now he can even feel the way that Arjuna asked that question. He's always in distress. He's already in distress. He's always in so much of frustration. He doesn't know. So he was like so sad and so distinct. Now he's asking, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? Why ghastly warfare? Because here the people are there standing there. They will never surrender until death. It's going to be terrible. All right. So he's asking, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work. So intelligence is better than buddhi yoga. Buddhi is better than karma yoga. So he said, why do you want to engage me? What for? All right. He asked that question. So then he continues. Vyamishrene vavakyena buddhi moha yashiva me tat ekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Vyamishreneya vakyena. Vakyena vakyam. The word that you're saying. Vamishrena means it's not this thing. So he says, my intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instruction. Equivocal instruction means what? Now you do this, then after that you do that. So now he said, this is better, this is better, this is better. So he said, I'm confused. My intelligence, buddhi moha. My intelligence is confused, buddhi. So my intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instruction. I'm confused, I'm bewildered. All right? Therefore, that ekam vada nischitya. Again, he's asking nichayam. Tell me the decision. Give me a decision. Nischitya. Like yesterday also we say nischitya. Nischitya, nichayam. In Tamil called nichayamaga. So that ekam vada nischitya. So therefore, please tell me decisively. All right? Yena shreyoham apnuyam. Which will be the most beneficial for me? Now you're telling buddhi yoga. Now that you're telling karma yoga. So now please tell me decisively or firmly which is the most beneficial for me. He's not asking, Cat, give me suggestion. Give me a recommendation. He said, give me decisive instruction. All right, give me a decisive instruction. And he says that which is the most beneficial. So Arjuna wants Krishna to go straight to the point, not give some philosophical instruction or beat around the bush. He wants him straight to the point. So tell me decisively which will be the most beneficial for me. All right. So he doesn't want to know second best. He wants to know the best. 3.4. Then after that, Krishna is replying, Sri Bhagavan Vacha na karmanang anaramban naishkarmyang purusho shnute nacha sanyasanat eva siddhing samadhi gacchati. What Krishna says here? The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna said. He said this, not by merely abstaining from work. That means not by staying away from work, all right? Abstaining. Okay? Can one achieve freedom from reaction? Nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. So what we can understand from here? Not by merely abstaining from work. That means by not doing my job, not doing anything, all right, can achieve freedom from reaction. I can achieve freedom from reaction. There's no way. At the same time, not by renouncing. That means once not renouncing me, I become sannyasi. I renounce everything. Just by taking sannyasi, one can never attain perfection. Also, you cannot become perfect. All right. So, like, there's one sadhu, right? I don't remember the name. Quite some time back. He doesn't speak and he always lie down on the bed. All right. He just abstain from doing anything. Okay, he's not doing anything. He doesn't speak and he lies down on the bed. All right. People come, he just stare at him, and people get some kind of enlightenment. Okay. So this is the one example. So by doing that, can you release yourself from a reaction? No, you can't. At the same time, you become perfect. That means you become sannyasi. You take renunciation. Oh, I cannot tahan this life. I become a monk. I be a monk and all these things. One can never attain perfection. Right? Here, I would like to share some of my personal experience. I was a businessman before, dealing in heavy machinery and spare parts. I was involved in import-export. Okay, I've been importing all the parts from Japan, exporting to many countries. It was my grandfather's business. I inherited. But due to some due to some wrong decision, but now I find it is a blessings from Krishna. Actually, I've lost my business. I've lost my business. So, and I was declared bankrupt. So there's another partner of mine, which is a Chinese guy, which is not a partner, which is a like co business. We go into like some tenders and all this with a partnership. He also lost along with me that some deal that we went wrong. So he called me up. He said, "Hey," they call me Tauke Kecil. "Hey, Tauke Kecil, you mari itu tokong. Itu tokong mana? Itu tokong Budam ya. Itu Kolang Sarut, in Kolang Sarut. Okay, come there." I say, "Why?" No. I went there actually. Suddenly I saw him. Hey, you apa buat sini? Then he said, no. Then he said, to buang sui, to get rid of all that bad karma and everything. So there's a ritual that you become 48 days, be a monk. So 48 days, you shave your head, you wear the saffron. I think they put a dot on the head or something like that. You stay in the temple and be a monk, tang, and you do the prayer in that Buddhist monastery for 48 days to throw away all your bad karma. But after 48 days, I saw him. He's still back to the normal self. All right. He never changed. So what we can understand from here, no, by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. All right. So we understand this from here. Now, 3.5. Okay, 3.5. So here, and Krishna says, okay, now he says, one can never attain perfection. And 3.5, Krishna says this. Okay. Oh, just give me a second. Okay. So in 3.5, what Krishna says, Nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tistatya karma krit karyatehya vasha karma sarva prakriti jairgunai. So here we must understand this. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired. Okay. Everyone is acting helplessly. Okay. We have no choice. We cannot say no. Okay, everyone is forced to help helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired. So qualities he has acquired means what? So that means all the suffering and all the thing is something that actually we acquire them. Okay. That means everything is given to you. You work for it, you acquire that quality. Okay. Say like, for instance, a parent can be a rubber tapper, but I become a very studious, I study so well, I become a doctor, example. So that means I acquired the quality of being a doctor. So I'm not acquiring, I've given up the quality of my father as a rubber tapper. So that means acquiring. So that means you want it, you get it, right? So that means helplessly according to the qualities is acquired from the modes of material nature. What is that modes of material nature? That three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Of course, there's a long discussion from chapter 11, 12 onwards. All right. We study this in very detail, actually, the mode of material nature. So anyway, so the qualities acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something. So no one cannot do anything, not even for a moment. Right? Just like that, the sadhu that lies down who doesn't speak, he doesn't keep quiet. He still get up and walk. He used to wear that kopin, right? The kind of the Indian traditional underwear, look like a Japanese underwear, right? He still walk around. He still eats. All right. So that means he can't. That means he says, therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. So now the things that I would like to highlight you is that everyone is forced to act helplessly, acquiring the qualities he moved from the material nature. So that means what is that qualities that he has acquired is all because of due to his intelligence and all his attachment and his knowledge. So let's see how horrible life can be. Of course, I'm not showing this to make a point because all of you also are going through some kind of things and also have seen that this life is not a very comfortable Wait. So let's look at the sad reality of life. These men, okay, I just play the video first.
இன்னைக்கு ராத்திரி காலையில நீங்க வந்து பார்க்கலாம். எத்தனை மணிக்கு டைம் கரெக்டா? நீங்க காலையில வந்து 7 மணி 8 மணிக்கெல்லாம் நீ வந்து பார்க்கலாம். காலையில வீட்டு மணி 8 மணி சாவ போறேன். ஆமா, உனக்கு தலையில அவ்வளவுதான்ற. ஆமா, சரி. ஏன்னா நான் இப்ப 5 அடியில சுத்திக்கிட்டு கஷ்டப்பட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். நீ வந்து 5 அடிக்காரனா இருக்கிற? ஆமா, நான் சரி வீட்டுல இருந்து நான் வசதியா வாழ்ந்து உனக்கு மாசம் வந்து பிஞ்சின வருது. பிஞ்சின வேணாம், அதை நான் பாக்குறேன். நான் பாசத்தை தான் இது நல்லா உட்காந்து சாப்பிட்டு அழகா இருக்கலாம். வேணாம்.
Okay. So now, what he was telling, okay, he said that he doesn't want, people are saying that, says next day morning, you can see me committing suicide. All right? Because, though the friends are making fun of him, he thought he's joking. So the friends is saying, you are so well-to-do and you are getting pension. He's a government pensioner. All this is not enough. So what the word he said, did you all capture the word? What did he say? What he wants?
Happiness.
Huh?
Happiness with family.
Yes, that's one. Then anything, but the specific word he used.
Love.
Pass up. He wants love. He wants love, but he was deprived. And next day, as he said, he actually committed suicide. Look at this. That is the reality of life. Right? So every one of us are kept to act helplessly in this material world. In this material world, it's not a place for a gentleman. So that's why Krishna says that every one of us are thrown into the situation and acting very helplessly. Helplessly means what? We just don't know what to do. We are thrown in that situation. And how this situation happened to me? Because I acquired that nature. I wanted it and I got it. And I'm acting helplessly. Imagine this guy worked so hard all his life, brought up his children nicely. Look at the house that he lives in. Very nice place, right? Then he was very well-to-do. He is earning pension. He has no worries about his life. The only thing is the son doesn't want to bring the grandchild to him. Because the love of the grandchild, he finish. All right? But of course, committing suicide is not a good idea. Committing suicide has a very bad implication. We will study that in the following chapter, where I will draw the 3 different types of body. What happened when a person commits suicide, and what is that punishment? And how the person, what is ghost and spirit and all this will be explained there. So that's a sad reality of life. All right. So now it's 9:54. Shall we just take a short break, 2 minutes break? Just contemplate in whatever that you have heard so far. Take stretch your hand, go to the washroom or whatever. Come back maybe in another 2 or 3 minutes time. Is that okay?
Okay.
So, okay. So we continue our session. Okay. Okay, so that's the sad reality of life, whereby when we become this thing. So now, what is that peace process? Okay, then Krishna continues. He says here, Karmendriyani sangyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyartan vimudatma mityachara sa uchyate. So now Krishna says, he's continuing here. He's talking on the renunciation. So one who restrained the sense of action. That means those who are restrained, that means they don't want to perform any more activities. They restrain, but at the same time, mind dwells on the sense object. Certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. Okay, what we can understand from here. Example, one who restrain the senses, the one who control the senses, all the senses, eyes, all the desires you control. Right? Okay, suddenly I want to I want to take sannyas. So I restrain everything. No, I don't want to do anything. Right? Just like example, being a monk, right? But after that, your mind still dwells on that object. Yeah, how nice if I can have, if I can have this meal today, or that car, right? This, but outwardly you're acting, you look like a sannyasi. So what Krishna says here, but restrain the senses, but the mind dwells on the sense object. But the mind keep thinking about that. That certainly deludes himself. That means he's cheating himself. All right. And Krishna says he's called as pretender. All right. Mithyachara sa uchyate. So this is called as pretenders. Okay. Example. I've seen a person who have taken vow for, say like for Taipusam or for what do you call Ayyappan, all right? They'll be fasting for 40 days, 40 days, something like that. They won't wear slippers, they don't wear shoes, they don't sleep on the bed, and they eat very they perform a severe austerity. Okay, they don't eat this thing, they have a separate plate, they don't even maintain themselves, the beard all grow and everything, right? So for 40 days, they'll be fasting and be a strict vegetarian, right? After the 40th day over, they could immediately go and dive into sense gratification. All right. Like, for instance, I've seen my cousin, not to say my cousin, my friend, he have done this Idumban Puja. All right. That means he have taken a fast for Taipusam. All right. 40 or 48 days or something like that, 48 days fasting. So I was the cameraman that time. That time there's no digital camera. So we need to use that the adjustable camera. So I was the cameraman when we took Kavadi. And then after that, after all the things all done, next day he said, come home, we're going to break our fast and we're going to have Iduman Puja. When I went there, I got a shock of my life. All right. They have mutton, chicken, beer, everything. They are having such a big festival. And then I looked at it and said, what is happening here? No, this is Iduman Puja. Right? So consider we're breaking our fast. Then that guy, after fasting for 48 days, the way that he ate and the way he drank is just like what they call in a medical term, we call what they call Prabhu, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, when a person don't drink or don't smoke, suddenly they start do it, they overdo it. What do you call that term? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu?
Not so sure.
No. Say like, for instance, who stop drinking.
Yeah.
Don't drink for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. Suddenly start drinking, you over drink. What they call relapse. Relapse. They call relapse, right?
You go wild, that's all.
Yeah. What is the term? They call relapse. Yes or no?
It's not relapse.
Okay. Anyway, there's a term for it. I've forgotten.
Yeah.
All right. So the term is, say like, for instance, when a person want to quit smoking, quit drinking, right? Example, the fellow don't do it for 1 month. Okay. He tried to control himself. No, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. No, until one day his desire explode. Boom. All right. Then after that, he drink maybe 1 or 2 bottles of beer every day. But on that day, he'll end up drinking 5-10 bottles of beer. Overdo it. They call relapse. I don't forget the term, the medical term. So like that. So he just whacked everything and having a good time. So that's the thing. That means I was wondering, what was his fasting for the last 48 days? So while he was fasting, he's meditating on chicken, mutton, and beer. Right? You see, look at the sadhu here. One example. He's a sannyasi, sadhu. All right? See, he's with a handphone, with a kamadulu. This is a sannyas pot. There's a pot the sannyasi used to carry, and with a cigarette in the hand. So what do you call this person? Outwardly is a sannyasi, but inwardly, so he's called pretender. So what we can understand from here is, all right, that we simply pretending. We say, oh, I'm fasting. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But when your mind dwells in that, it's considered you're not actually fasting, but you're actually pretending. All right. Now, in 3.9, then Krishna continues, Yakna tat karmano nyatra Lokoyam karma bandhana tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. All right. So every work that done has to be sacrificed to Vishnu. That's why when we do every mantra that we chant, especially like Om, any mantra, Om Narayanaya, Om Namachivaya, Om Saravana Bhavaya, Om, the word Om in front. The Om in front is addressing Krishna. We will study that in chapter 18. What is that Om means? Addressing the Lord. Okay, Om means addressing the Lord. When we do fire sacrifice, there's a thing we call Swaha, Om Namachivaya Swaha, Swaha, Gam Ganapade Swaha. What is a Swaha means? Swaha means feeding unto the tongue of Vishnu. So we are asking Lord Vishnu to accept that sacrifice, the offering. So the fire is considered a tongue. All right, any sacrifice will end in the word Swaha. So Swaha means, that means he says that everything sacrifice has to be done, performed, or work done as a sacrifice. Every work that we do, we have to sacrifice Vishnu, has to be performed. If you don't sacrifice your activity for Vishnu or this thing, that work causes bondage in this material world. Okay, you create bondage. That means you become more and more entangled, stuck. Therefore, O son of Kunti, so now Arjuna is addressed as son of Kunti because the mother's name is Kunti Devi. Perform your prescribed duty. So Krishna is telling, perform your prescribed duty. So do your job. And what is prescribed duty means? What's the word prescribe? Example, when the doctor give you prescription, the doctor don't write, he give you suggestion. You go and take this Panadol. Or doctor don't give you recommendation. Doctor give you prescription. So prescription means it's authentically only for you. Okay, I'm having a headache and I go to see a doctor and the doctor write a prescription. Now you take this, take this, take this. So that means it's prescribing. That is authentically only for you. So similarly, all of us have our prescribed duty. All right, we have our own authentic duty. All right. So like for instance, some of your teachers, some of your doctors, some of your nurses, some of your this and that, you have a prescribed duty. So Krishna says that you should perform your prescribed duty, not giving it up. So he's telling Arjuna, you should do your prescribed duty as a soldier. Okay. And you should perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction. You do your job for the satisfaction of the Lord. And in that way, you will remain free from bondage. So by doing that, you will be free from getting entangled. So that means what? You must perform your prescribed duty, and the result, you do it as a sacrifice, offer it as a sacrifice to Vishnu. All right. So if I win the kingdom, I offer that things to him. They call Vairagya, Yukta Vairagya. I perform. Okay, that's a question. If a housewife, yes, if a housewife, what is your prescribed duty as a housewife? Even a housewife is also a prescribed duty. It's prescribed to that person to be a housewife. So what is the job of a housewife? She has to perform all the things that are required. All right. From morning, preparing breakfast, taking care of the children, cleaning the house. It's a prescribed duty. She cannot say, oh, only I am the one only working. I'm slugging and slogging. Right? So you shouldn't give it up. You have to do your prescribed duty. All right. But you understand all the duty you're doing so that your husband come back home. All right. Then he went to work so he can earn some money, and he comes back with the money. And that money we're going to use as the worship for the Lord. All right. Your husband come back with so much of tiredness. Of course, he can't do anything. So she brings and gives the money to you. Through the money, you start to prepare for puja, for all the things. So it's just like a partnership. It's less like working together in serving the Lord. Husband makes money, wife do the rest. Okay. So in that, you have to do your prescribed duty. Now, let's look at that prescribed duty. Right. For instance, knife. The doctor used the knife to save life. Okay. But the convict used the knife to kill people, to threaten people. So what the doctor is doing is to save life. That means there's no entanglement, there's no bondage. But when the convict carries the knife, he become a criminal. He have to be taken and put into the jail. He's entangled, he's bonded. Or the terrorist with the gun. and the army with the gun. Army carries the gun to protect, but the terrorists carry the gun to terrorize. So this creates bondage, and this creates what they call is a duty. Okay. Now, so in 310, Krishna continues. Sahayanya praja shistva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyatvam esha vostvista kamaduk. So in the beginning of creation, when the thing created, beginning, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigods. So he sent forth of man, human, and also the devas, demigods, along with the sacrifice for Vishnu. Then after that he says, you take it, you sacrifice, you just with the things to sacrifice, offering, and bless them by saying, be thou happy by this yagna. By this, through this yagya, you shall be happy. Because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable. And for living happily and achieving liberation. Okay? Because by doing this, it bestows everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So now let's say before liberation, we talk about living happily. So I am working, I'm getting some income, I bring that income and I'm giving and I'm using it to for the sake of sacrifice. All right. So what is sacrifice means? Gratitude, offering our gratitude. All right. We are offering gratitude to our wind, to Vayu Deva. If there's no wind, we can't breathe. We are offering our gratitude to Varuna Dev. Varuna is water. All right. We are offering our gratitude to Surya Dev. Imagine when there's no sun, there's no creation, there's no this thing. All right. And we are offering our gratitude to Soma Dev, moon, because the moon carries the juice of in vegetables. If you see every full moon, your plants all will start to grow more healthier. Okay. Then we have to offer offering to Indra Dev, Indra, the one who brings rain. So like that. So how are we going to offer our gratitude? By doing this sacrifice. So usually the sacrifice they do is like fire sacrifice. When they do the fire sacrifice, chanting all the mantras, you are thanking all of them, satisfying all of them. That means you're taking the fruit of your labor. All right. That means the money that you get, you turn into grains, into herbs, you're offering. You know, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much, Varuna Dev. You know, when you go for any fire sacrifice, they chant all these mantras. Vayu, Varuna, Indra, all right, Chandra, Surya, all these things, they'll start to chant, thanking all of them, the principal devas, for giving you all these things. So by doing that, they're also happy, they give you, so you benefit from them, and after that, you take offering back. So it goes on a cycle of gratitude. All right. Then 311, Krishna contests, Devan Bhava Bhavayatanena Tate Deva Bhavayantuva Parasparam Bhavayantaha Shreya Parang Avapshyata. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifice, when they are happy with your sacrifice, will also please you. And thus, by the cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So when the work, that means you are pleasing them, and after that they please you back, you please them, they please you back, and that is how the cooperative will start to work. All right. And that's when the happiness will start to. That means that you won't be deprived of anything. That means like certain countries deprived of rain. Certain countries, the land is so terrible, they can't even plant a soil like in Sahara, all these deserts. All right. There's no rain, there's no proper this thing. All right. But there's a relationship we have to go on this thing. Okay. So by the cooperation between the devas and the men, so the happiness will reign. So it's like this. Right? Karma Kanda. So Annat Bhavanti. Okay, I just moved this here. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyat Anna Sambhava Yaknat Bhavati Parjanyo Yakna Karma Samudbhava. So it's like this. All living bodies subsist on food grains. Every living body. Or every human, we survive on food grains. Rice, dal, okay, grains, which are produced from the rain. So the grains are produced from the rain, right? There's no rain, there's no grains. All right. The rains are produced from the performance of sacrifice. So when they perform the sacrifice and this thing, so the yakna is born and sacrifice performed by sacrifice. And how you can perform a sacrifice? by prescribed duty. So yajna is born of prescribed duty. That means because in order for you to do fire sacrifice, you need to have money. You need to buy the grains, you need to buy the herbs, you need to buy the ghee, you need to call the prohit or the priest, the Brahmins to come and do the yagya. So it takes money. So through the prescribed duty, I'm making money and I'm inviting the priest to come and eat through the grains, and they do the fire sacrifice. And through the fire sacrifice, the devas are very pleased and they produce the rain, enough rain. And through the rain, we are getting the grains. And after they take the grains and offer in yagya. So it just go on in cycle, okay, in harmony. All right. Now, so, but what is a sinful life? So what is that sinful people? What they do? Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayati haya agayur indriyaramo mogang partha sajivati. So Krishna says, but my dear Arjuna, one who does not follow the human life of cycle of sacrifice, the cycle, cycle of sacrifice, which is established by the Vedas. Okay, it has to be established by the Vedas. It's not by speculation, right? Certainly leads a life full of sin. Their life will be full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses. That means I earn, I get the money, and I keep it to myself. Like Kanjan, right? Kanjan. All these misers. All right? They go, they make money, they keep it to themselves. All right? So they live only for the satisfaction of themselves, of their senses. Right? So what Krishna says, such a person lives in vain. Mogam partha sajivati. Agayur indriyamo. Indriya means indriyargal. So let me say, if those people who just become they just make the money and they are very, what is the word? Stingy, right? Kadakot. In Tamil we call kanjan, right? So all these things, they are people, they are certainly leads a life full of sin. Their life will be full of sin. All right? And they live only for the satisfaction for themselves. So that person, life is in vain. Avan valve oru vetti dhanamaga valgiran. So his life is wasted. Avan valradhe oru vetti dhanam. Vain. That means useless. Even though his life, he is living in a useless life. So at the same time, Krishna also continues, karmanaiva hi sangshiddhim ashita janakadaya loka sangraham evapi sampashyam kartum arhasi. So he says, kings such as Janaka, the king Janaka is father of Janaki, husband of, that means is Lord Ram's father-in-law. Lord Ram's wife is Janaki, Sita Devi, and her father, Janaka, attained perfection. He attained perfection just by performing solely means only by performing the prescribed duty, only by doing his prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. So Krishna is telling Arjuna. So just to educate the people in the world, you have to perform your job. Okay? So that means, in other words, the performance activity is important. Not just refraining everything, become a sannyasi, or refrain everything but thinking about that object. Like just now I said, give up everything but think about chicken, mutton, beer. Right? Or become a sannyasi, or just stay away from everything, thinking I don't want karma, I don't want to get involved in anyone's problem. These two things doesn't work. So karma has to be performed. Karma means activity. All right? The karma that we all thinking is karma means good and bad. But the real word of karma means activity. Perlakuan. Activity. All right? So he said, you should perform your job. Sampashyam kartum arhasi. Karmanaiva hi sangshiddhim. Ashita janakadaya. All right? So Janaka means the king Janaka achieved by doing prescribed duty, karma. Right? So loka sangraham evapi. For the sake of educating people in the future, you have to perform your work. Right? Because in the future, people start to think, Arjuna also ran away from the battlefield. So I also can run. You can't do that. Say like how Krishna is quoting Janaka. Because he have done his job, so he's quoting. Similarly, in the future, people will quote you. But he doesn't want Arjuna to be quoted as a coward. The one who ran away from the warfare. AWOL, they call AWOL. AWOL. In military language, they call AWOL. Okay, if a person is AWOL, he can go through a court-martial. So you cannot distinguish, right? So you should perform your work by setting a good example. Because after that, Krishna says, yat acharati shretas tat evettaro jana sa tat pramanam kurute lokas tat anuvartate. He said, whatever action a great man perform, common men follow. You must be very careful, right? And whatever standard is set for exemplary act, the world pursues. So he says that if you are not going to fight, if you're going to like give up all these, so you are a great man, the common man going to follow you. All right, the common man going to follow you. And the standard that you're going to set now, that you see your family members right in front of you fighting, so you can just go away from the warfare, that exemplary act, the whole world going to follow you. So being a leader is not a joke. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do, right? Like sometimes when I used to give this kind of motivational speech and I talk, I used to do training, I used to say, to be a millionaire is not the hardest thing to do. It's very easy to become a millionaire. It's very easy to become a successful person, actually. But to maintain that is the hardest thing to do, right? You can even buy a big house, $1 million, $2 million house, can. But to maintain that house, that's when you koya, right? So that means when you become a great man, so like some of you are a leader in the society, elderly people, you all have to set a good example. Our forefathers have not set a good example. That's why we've forgotten our culture. We have forgotten to pursue Bhagavad Gita. We've forgotten to keep Bhagavad Gita as the reference point. I remember my great granduncle. No, my granduncle. Dato Sri Selvamani. Okay, he's quite a well-known guy in Ipoh. Dato Sri Azlani Selvamani. He's a great teacher from Anderson School, Ipoh. And he was a great man. Even there's a road named after him. He told me once, he said, in those days, on every Ekadasi day, they all have to fast. They all have to fast. That means my great-grand-aunt, they all say on Ekadasi day, there's no grains. You all should fast. And they always refer to Bhagavad Gita as a reference point, and Ramayana as a reference point. So what he do, he's from Batugaja. So in order for him to forget his hunger and sleep and all this, he used to take a train from Batugaja to Ipoh, go around the town and take the train and go back to Batugaja so that one day is gone. So imagine the example he set, right? So all the great-grand-aunt all set a good example. But my grand-uncle and all these people have forgotten. So because of that, the example they set, that spiritual life, discipline life, all these has to be set aside as a secondary. All right. The first thing is your way of life. Make money, be merry, work hard, study hard. Because we are all became an immigrant to this country, right? When he came to this country as an immigrant, there's a survival of fetus. We have to work hard. We have to study hard in order to survive. So somehow or other, they throw away all the time because sometimes they feel the spiritual life, the discipline life is actually so terrible, mafan. In Chinese, we call mafan, or so troublesome. So troublesome. Throw aside. Let's study first. Right? In order to do your studies, you can do whatever you want. Right? Then after that, everything is gone. Everybody have lost their culture, lost their distinct. Because of one person have done that, the entire future is going on ruination. We are thinking advancement is so great. Right now, advancement is degrading. We are becoming more and more degraded. Already the intelligence is not there. Now they have created artificial intelligence. All right. And even artificial intelligence also can make a person, that Prahlad Pang from my friend from Trinidad Tobago, he was telling, Prabhu, I just need to get your voice and get some of your face example. And they can create an AI. It is so real that as though that I spoke that. Right? So it is very dangerous. So things are becoming more and more dangerous. Right? So all that example people are setting, we are becoming more and more degrading. Right? These artificial intelligence and all these things, even every robotic, everything, even the car also don't need driver. Soon in the future, you can see a Grab driver without a driver, Grab car without a driver. Right? They can go on working 24 hours. There's a machines all can work 24 hours. Even human need rest. So soon in the future, people are becoming more and more crazy. because this is the example that someone have set and is spreading. All right. So we have to be very, very careful. As we are elders in the society, we have to set a good example so that people will. So that's why Krishna says, Arjuna, you have to follow this. You have to set that good example. 22. After that, Krishna says, Name partasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. He says that, oh son of Pratha, there's no work prescribed for me within this three planetary system. Krishna is telling, for me, there's no work within the three planetary system. What is that? We will discuss as we go on. What is the three planetary? I will explain to you also. Nor am I in want of anything. So Krishna says, I do not want anything. Nor have I in need of obtain something. So I do not need to obtain anything also. And yet, I am engaged in prescribed duty. But still, I am doing my job. Even Krishna says that. Yadya yadihyahang navarteyam jatu karmanya tandrita mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. So if I fail to engage in carefully performing prescribed duty, Krishna says, he says, if I ever fail to engage carefully, very carefully on my prescribed duty, O son of Pratha, O Pratha, certainly all men would follow my path. So if I don't do that, everybody will start to follow my path. This is one good example. You see the photo here? Krishna and this boy, his best friend Sudama. Right? In Tamil, his character is Kushelan. If you know the story of Kushelan. But in Vedas, he said his name is Sudama. Sudama and Krishna were classmates. But Sudama became very poor. Extremely poor. Right? So one day, Sudama's wife told Sudama, why not go and meet your friend Krishna? He's the king now. Go and ask a little help. As a friend, he'll definitely help you. He doesn't want. But somehow or other, the wife forced him. He went. He went to that front and the guard asked, who are you? Say, Krishna is my classmate. I want to see him. Then he started, what? Classmate? Look at you like this. Anyway, I'll go and tell. So the guard went and told, dear Krishna, there's a guy came, there's a Brahmana at the entrance. He say, his name is Sudama. And he says, your classmate, he wanted to see you. Then immediately Krishna says, what? Sudama? My dear friend Sudama? He dropped everything. He ran in front, ran out. Go to that outside the gate. Vassal, right? Ran out and catch hold of him. Gave him a hug and with so much of respect, brought him back into his chamber, into the palace, into his private chamber. Gave him a very comfortable seat. And after that, he washed his feet. Because that is how the Brahmanas are worshipped. Brahmana means it's not by birth. All right? Brahmana means by qualification. Okay, the birth, karma, and all these Brahmana, Shudra, and all this nonsense are created by the British and are created by some political agenda people. There's nothing to do with this. So here the Brahmana I meant is a pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, so these Brahmana came and he said, so Krishna showed how a devotee has to be worshipped. All right, he set an example as a supreme personality of Godhead, as the king himself, or king of Dwaraka, yet he still did his thing. So he set an example how a Brahmana has to be respected. Okay, he did his job. Right? So now 324. So 324 is one refuting the traditional Arjuna's argument on family tradition. All right? Because family tradition, he says he doesn't want to kill because he said the destroy of the tradition, right? So Krishna explained that 24. Utsideyur ime loka nakuryang karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyam ima praja. If I did not perform my prescribed duty, Krishna says, if I didn't do that, all this world will put in ruination. The entire world will not respect the Brahmana. They don't know this. Even God respected the Brahmanas because God wanted the devotees to be worshipped and respected. And he set that example. Okay. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population. So if he didn't do that, the whole world will not respect the Brahmana. Everything goes haywire. And he could be the cause that created that unwanted population. Okay. Varna Shankara. And I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. Okay. If I didn't do it, I could be the cause of all this destruction. So I did that. So 30. So now this is the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. In 30 it's explained here. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya yatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvara. Therefore, Krishna continues, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me, with full knowledge of me, without desire for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. So this is a very, very important verse. So he says, surrendering all your work unto me. So Arjuna is asking question on our behalf. All right, he's talking on our behalf. So he's telling, how am I surrendering all your work unto me? What does that mean? Say, example, you are a teacher or you're a nurse or whatever job that you're involved, you're getting a salary, right? So surrendering your work unto me. So I am doing my job as the matter of duty. Okay. So I surrender that thing to Krishna. So I know I go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock. I'm working just as the matter of duty to please the Lord. Okay. So end of the month, you get some salary. You get a salary, right? So what do? You get the salary. You don't take proprietorship over the salary. Oh, this is my salary. So what do? You sacrifice for Vishnu. How are you going to sacrifice? Entire salary? No. A small portion, right? Maybe you can help to distribute Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you can help to do this kind of, any kind of devotional service or chanting and all. Okay, anyway. So what do? You just take that small amount of salary. Just like, for instance, what we do, when the food that we eat, we don't cook and straight away eat. We cook nicely without onion, garlic, vegetarian food without onion and garlic, and we take it, we offer it to Krishna first. All right, we take in a small portion, we put tulsi and we offer to Krishna. Dear Krishna, please accept this bhoga. All right, because this is my work, I've done this thing, I'm taking the thing and offering to Krishna. So that's called sacrifice. So when Krishna is satisfied the every devas, you do not need to be specifically offered to Indra, Chandra, Surya. No, you just need to offer to Krishna the entire devas, the 33 million devas. Everyone is satisfied. Example, just like when you're watering the plant. When you water the plant, you don't water the leaf, you don't water the twig, or you don't water the fruit. You water the root. You pour the water at the root, the entire plant is satisfied. Right? When you're hungry, you don't take the food and put into your eyes, or not into your nose, into your stomach. When your stomach is satisfied, the entire body is satisfied. Similarly, when we offer the food or all these things sacrifice to Krishna, the entire devas, all the 33 million devas, everyone is satisfied. So like that. So that's what Krishna says here, that surrendering all your work to me, right? And with full knowledge, don't simply do it without this thing. With full knowledge, that means I'm surrendering this, I'm going to get some money, so I'm going to come back, I'm going to create a bhoga, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to offer it to Krishna. So when the food is offered to Krishna, it's it offered to Krishna, dear Krishna, please accept this offering. Then after that, the food will become prasadam. After that, it's automatically all the devatas, everyone is fed nicely. Then after that, you take it as Mahaprasadam, then you eat. Right? You don't straight away cook, you eat. So how we do offering? I do not need to take my whole pail of rice, the rice cooker. I do not take the whole thing and rice cooker and put in front of the Lord. I do not need to take the whole pail of dal or curry I put in front of the Lord. No, I just take a small portion of everything and I offer it to the Lord. And the entire preparation will become prasadam. What is prasadam means? Mercy. So that is how we do things. So similarly, when you're going to take your salary, say you're earning around 5,000 a month, you just take as little as 50 ringgit. I'm just giving an example. Or just even a 10 cents. According to your conscience, according to your own thing, and you just offer it to Krishna. Your entire salary become prasadam. Your entire 1 month salary become prasadam, become mercy. So the process of working towards the salary, you have to wake up first thing in the morning, you have to put on your makeup or whatever, perfume, grooming, your dress. Then you have to get into the car, you start the car, engine, you drive to work. In between, you might have killed a dog or cat or maybe some cockroaches that pass you, kill that fella. We don't know, right? and we honk, we shout, we scream. Then we go to work, and the work says suddenly, like if you're a doctor, you're treating the patient. All right. If you're a nurse or if you're a teacher, you're teaching a person. Like we have a Krishna Rubini here as a teacher. No, she's teaching English. All right. So what is that teaching got to do with Krishna? Nothing to do, right? So she's teaching. All right. She just perform a duty and come back home. And after come back home, she start to engage, chanting, reading, and the salary she offer. So what happened? When the money is what the money is, that the result of your duty, you offer it to Krishna. Your activity of getting up early in the morning, getting dressed, putting on makeup, perfume, dressing up, driving to work, going to work, do whatever things you're supposed to do, whether good or bad, and you come back home, you come back. All these activities will become Bhakti Yoga. Can you imagine? Even though that work that got nothing to do. Say if I am teaching English, I'm teaching, like Krishna Rubini teaching English. She's teaching proverbs, she's teaching some grammar and everything. What to do with the devotional service? But the result is when the thing is offered to the Lord, sacrificed to the Lord, the entire process becomes devotional service. So everything is a purification process. All right. So now someone asked me a question. Okay, if I'm a fishmonger or I'm a butcher, I sell meat. All right. I sell beef, pork, or cow. A goat. I sell fish. So end of the month, I get I get the profit. I offer it to Krishna. So that means all my activity of cutting the cow, cutting the pig, cutting the goat, or cutting the fish becomes devotional service. That was a fantastic question I've ever heard. A very innocent person asked me that question. Of course, terms and condition applied. Terms and conditions apply. All right. Certain things are not allowed, especially when the thing is going to be hurting other living entity. All right. Here I'm talking about the job that we perform. I know a person who is a top veterinarian in the country. After he started to study the Bhagavad Gita, because he's the one who approved the cows to be slaughtered. He's a veterinary doctor. After he heard that, he gave up his job as a veterinary doctor. And he's doing something else. Of course, now he left. Now he's a very old person now. But he had a beautiful life. Right? So that's why Krishna says, surrendering your work. When we surrender our work to Krishna, with full knowledge, Krishna, I'm surrendering this work to you. Whatever good or bad, it's yours. Right? Suddenly something unpleasant happened. Well, Krishna, it's yours. I'm not responsible. Something good happened. This is also yours. I'm not responsible. Imagine the amount of peace of mind that you're going to have. The biggest problem in modern society is office politics. Stress. People are going through severe stress. Right? The stress, all work-related stress. But what happened when a person simply give up the result to Krishna and just perform as a matter of duty? I'm telling you this, a real life incident happened in my batch 2. There's a girl. What? Kiruba. Reho. What Reho? Something. Kiruba Reho. All right. That girl, she's a medical student. She had so much of stress. She has went through so much of stress. But after understanding Bhagavad Gita, you know what she did? She said, Prabhu, from now onwards, I don't care about the result. I just do things as a matter of duty. I said, so how do you feel now? She said, I can't believe the peace of mind. I'm a final year student in medicine. The amount of stress that I passed through from year 1, 2, 3, 4 is hell. But now I am in tremendous peace. And looks like things are just working very favorably. I say, yes. You know why? Because you already have peace within you. You start to have been peace in your mind. You start to see things. Even a successful person is the person who knows how to grab the opportunity. And how he knows to grab the opportunity when the person is very calm and composed. When a person is agitated, even what a wonderful things happen right in front of him, so he will miss it. So that's what Krishna says in 3:30. This is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. That is, surrender everything to Krishna with knowledge, not with imagination, not through speculation. And don't desire for profit. And they have don't claim anything. I did this, no claims to proprietorship. And by doing that, you can be free yourself from lethargy. Right? Everyone is lethargic, right? Even after, say, like your person are very lethargic, tired, he takes 3 days off. After 3 days, I know a person, after 3 days off, yeah, she have taken a good rest. She slept, she ate well, she went for a movie, she just went everywhere. She just keep herself, she just rest for 3 days. Right? After that, the morning, she went to work. Still, her lethargic has not gone. She still looks tired. So this world, from the day that we stand on our own foot until the day that we leave this world, the place is always very challenging and very lethargic. So when you start to refrain yourself from proprietorship, from profit and all this, but just do your job as a matter of duty, you will be free from lethargy. And you know what? You'll perform your duty even better. All right? I got also devotee, Chong Prabhu, and now he's an initiated Chaitanya, Chinese devotee. He's a contractor. He said, Prabhu, if you do work without attachment or expectation, so he says, no, he's doing without attachment. That means, oh, I need to put extra cement on this place. I need to put extra cement, need more money, you know. The place says, yeah, cannot, my budget is so little, cannot. Okay, then I just reduce the cement. He doesn't do that. He just simply do his job. All right. Whatever money that he gets is the mercy of Krishna. He takes it. He's having a tremendous peace of mind. Right. And he start to see that he's getting more and more business coming to him. Krishna will provide. That's what Krishna says. So that's a peace formula. Being detached. Attachment creates suffering. Detachment brings free from lethargy, free from stress and this thing. Okay. So now let's look at this. Arjuna's reason for not fighting is number one, we saw in chapter 1, text 28 to text 30, compassion. Then after that, 31 to 35, we saw no enjoyment, even victorious. All right, you don't have family members to celebrate with him. 36 and 38 in chapter 1, he says fear of sinful reaction. And for 39 and 43, he said destruction of family tradition. That is all his excuses of not fighting. So Krishna defeats Arjuna's argument. How? In 2:22. Chapter 2, text 22, he says, compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. That means you have compassion for the eternal soul is what? Self-realization. Self-realization. Because self means I am not this body. I am the soul. Okay, that is called self-realization. And in 2:37, Krishna says, happiness comes from prescribed duty. The happiness only comes when you do your job that is prescribed to you. And 2:38, Krishna says, fight for the sake of duty. Just for the matter of duty, you have to fight. And 3:24, at last, Krishna says, Varna Shankara, or unwanted population, is caused by not fighting. Is caused by not fighting, but not by fighting. Okay? It is caused by not fighting. That means if you don't fight, it causes Varna Shankara. In the future, everyone is going to follow your footstep of running away, AWOL from the warfare. Okay? You're going to create Varna Shankara, unwanted situation. All right? So Krishna says here that they caused by not fighting, but not by fighting. Okay, but if you fight, it is sin. Right? So that's a formula that I've created. I would like to introduce to all of you. Take the commitment of RDC formula. RDC means read Bhagavad Gita daily. All right, the book will save you from all kind of this thing, stress and distress. So take that commitment to read Bhagavad Gita daily. That is R. D means distribute. You know, if you think, okay, of course, I just want to introduce you, but later you'll know why distribution Bhagavad Gita is very important. Bhagavad Gita is the book that's going to solve the problem of a modern world. Spoken 5,000 years ago, still valid till today. And still valid for the next 10,000 years. All right? So that's the thing. So this thing. So R, read, distribute, and chant. So please chant your japa. So the mantra that recommended by the Vedas is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Like that, chant 16 rounds. One mala is 108. Do it 16 times. All right? Why? And everything we will discuss as we go on in Bhagavad Gita. But for now, for a first commitment that we can take is, let's read Bhagavad Gita daily and make Bhagavad Gita. Take your Bhagavad Gita wherever you go. Don't leave your house without Bhagavad Gita. Why? Also, we will explain to you later. That's the best thing you can do. You're thinking about protection like talisman, you know, you put a cloth, you know, you put all this. the most powerful talisman for you is Bhagavad Gita. Take it with you wherever you go. Whatever things, whenever you go for a business talk, dealing and everything, right? Or you're going to teach or whatever situation, take the Bhagavad Gita with you. And you will never believe the miracle that happened. All right? Of course, it's too early for me to explain to you all this, but I want you to experience it in the next 15 days journey that we're going to take. All right? So with that, we end the session here. So tomorrow, what we're going to discuss is chapter 4. The title is Transcendental Knowledge about Krishna and how to approach a spiritual master. What is that important? Okay? So let's open for question. Any questions, any comment?
No, Prabhu, so far, so good.
Good, eh? Okay. Am I too fast, too slow? Is today's speed is okay?
Okay, Prabhu.
Yesterday I was too fast. Huh?
Could understand.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Prabhu, if I were to order the Bhagavad Gita, how many days will it take to reach me?
Say it again.
If I ordered the Gita, how
You
long?
ordered a Bhagavad Gita?
Not yet, not yet.
No, if you order Bhagavad Gita, say if because I got a very good shipper. That's a Malay guy. He's a fantastic shipper. You will get it within 24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. I send today, tomorrow you get.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So anybody else got any question? Okay. If there's no question, how do you feel the class today? Do you feel good? So please put a little testimony of how you feel good about your class today in a group. Okay, because there's so many people have signed up and only few are coming up for the class. So by your little testimony or your feelings or what you have learned today, what is your takeaway? Just a little, just a few words, right? By doing that, another person who's going to read that testimony, they're going to feel very good. They say, tomorrow I don't want to miss the class, right? It's not nice. I mean, of course, recording is there, but it's nothing like live classes. Yes or not? Huh? Even there's so many recordings, the same song A.R. Rahman singing, but when A.R. Rahman comes to sing, everybody likes to go and watch him because life is different. All right. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Krishna Rubini. And Shanti Samantha Mataji, I saw you unmuting. You want to say something?
No, thank you, Ji. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay. So tomorrow is going to be a fantastic. From now, you start to see it's becoming more and more nectarian. The Gita class is going to be more and more nectarian to as we go on. So tomorrow is what day? Wednesday. Today is what? Today is Wednesday. Okay. So tomorrow, I don't even know the date today. Today is Wednesday. Yes. So tomorrow is Thursday. We're going to discuss on chapter 4. Friday, chapter 5. All right. So Saturday, Sunday, so far I've seen no class. But because I've got some commitment, anyway, let's see. If I'm free, maybe we can also do it on Saturday. But if not, Monday to Friday. Okay. Till then, have a beautiful morning and have a beautiful day ahead. Wish you all the best and wish you a very peaceful and blissful life. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhayo namo nama. Hare Krishna. Good night. Take care.
We appreciate you.
Oh, Haribol.